Hey folks, it's Russ. Today is Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why patience builds profitable businesses. But before I get started, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I've been involved in the work from home space for almost 20 years now. Been working full-time for myself since 2018, and it's my true passion to help others generate mailbox money using social media and direct mail marketing. So with all that being said, this morning when I was walking on the treadmill, I was listening to a video that Robert Greene was doing, and he was talking about the essential things needed in today's world, to be successful. And one of them was patience. And I thought to myself, wow, on this channel I talk about consistency, I talk about passion, I talk about momentum, we talk about motivation, but I rarely mention patience. And the way that he was talking about it, I was like, I could totally make this into a video. And so what I did was I took notes on what he was saying and how they could be applied to building a business. But patience is super important. Patience equals momentum, right? Patience equals momentum. And it's often something that's overlooked because, like he was saying, in today's world, everybody just wants instant gratification. Even when you're on your phone, looking something up, I've found myself before, if it doesn't load right away, I'm like, come on, hurry up, or if I'm sitting at a traffic light, I'm like, let's go, I got things to do. So we become programmed into, having less patience. At least I'm not a very patient person. If I want something, I want it now, But I also understand that when it comes to building a business, you have to have patience. And I do have patience when it comes to building my empire, because I know that it's not going to be built overnight. So I'm just looking at some of these things that I jotted down. So patience equals momentum, right? Rushing creates burnout. Patience creates steady growth. All right? So you have to have patience if you're going to build an empire, or if you're going to build up a network marketing or MLM company, or in anything in life, right? If you're going to build a business, no matter what it is, you have to have patience, because results take time, right? You're not just going to join a program and then suddenly that in 30 days you're going to be making $10,000 a month. Are there cases where that's happened? Yeah. But 99.9% of people who join businesses, that's not the case. Right? It takes time. It takes time. All those big marketers that you see online who make $10,000 a month or $100,000 a month or $1 million a month, they all started where you are. None of them just joined programs and started making that kind of money overnight. Right? It takes time. Results take time. But results come from consistent action. Right? Results come from consistent action. Not overnight wins, So it's a compound effect. The more you show up every day, the more you take action, the more results you're going to get. That's how it works. And small wins matter. Okay? Small wins matter. So you have to celebrate progress. If you have a win, celebrate it. Right? Small wins, when you celebrate small wins, those compound into big breakthroughs. Right? Small wins compound into big breakthroughs. So celebrate your small wins. I celebrate small wins. Hell, every time I get a sign up, I write it down on my calendar. I'm excited. Every time I get a new referral of somebody who joins one of my businesses, I'm excited about it. So you also have to learn as you go. Okay? You also have to learn as you go, because patience lets you adjust, it lets you improve, and it helps you avoid repeating mistakes. So learn as you go. Okay? I'm just reading off this list that I put down. And trust the process. Stick with your plan long enough for it to actually work. That's a big problem when it comes to building a network marketing or MLM business. Right? most people don't stick with their plan long enough to get any results. They get excited about an opportunity. They join the opportunity. They're excited for a week or two. You know, I see this all the time, folks, all the time. And what happens is they put in a little bit of work, but then because they're not getting those instant results that they think they deserve, they quit. They quit. So they don't stick with their plan long enough. This is a long-term, building a business is long-term. You have to have the long-term mindset. Like we were talking about, you have to understand that you're not going to join a program and be making millions of dollars in a week's time, or a month's time, or three months' time, or 6 months. You know, it takes time to build. But you cannot give up on your plan. Right? Because then you're just bouncing from program to program. I see it all the time. And it's like, I just wish that, you know, and I did this for 10 years. So I know what I'm talking about because I experienced what I'm talking about. I'm not putting anybody down who's, you know, has shiny object syndrome or is jumping from program to program to program. But boy, oh boy, do I wish that I could just, you know, be like, listen, you're never going to build an empire jumping from program to program. How do I know that? Because I spent 10 years, my first 10 years in marketing doing just that, and I never built an empire, right? I only started building my empire when I started taking action and staying focused on one opportunity and looking at things long term. So you have to avoid shiny object syndrome. You have to avoid shiny object syndrome, right? Let me say that again. You have to avoid shiny object syndrome. You're never going to build an empire if you have shiny object syndrome. All right? You're not even going to make that much money if you have shiny object syndrome. Because every time, so for me, in my first 10 years, you know, I would join a program. Sometimes I'd make a couple $100, maybe $1,000. But then I would jump on to the next program. And every time that I did that, I was literally starting over. Right? All that stuff that I built in the previous program, it was gone. I had to start all over with a brand new program. But patience keeps you focused on one idea. So you have to have patience and avoid the shiny object syndrome. You have to do that. If you're jumping from program to program to program, I'm telling you firsthand, you're never going to build an empire. All right. I didn't start having success until I got rid of the shiny object syndrome and I started focusing on one program. Right. And then I built that up big enough and I added another program and then I built that up and then I was able to quit my job. Right. And I've been doing that ever since 2018, working for myself. But you have to get rid of shiny object syndrome, right? And you have to stay emotionally stable. Being patient helps you handle setbacks without quitting. All right? Being patient helps you handle setbacks without quitting. So patience is super important when it comes to building a business, and especially when it comes to building an empire. All right? You have to have patience. So I hope this video helped you out. I know me watching the video with Robert Greene helped me out. And if you have any questions about any of this, reach out to me. I'm here to help you out. You can go to joinruss.com, check out all the things that I'm involved with and all the offerings that I have. And if you find value in this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. And I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And until then, stay well, be safe, and peace be with you. Thanks for watching.